I appreciate every game ball that I get. I never take that lightly. I'm very thankful for each and every one that I get whenever I get them, and try to hold on to them and put them in my man cave. So to look back on, my kids can, look back on and I can reflect on. So very appreciative to be able to receive one each and every time that I do.
You put a game ball up in your shelf, at home, and you look at that game ball in the National Football League, that is a meaningful thing.
That's the physical thing, right? That's what makes the difference, right? You don't score a touchdown without catching the ball and crossing the line, And so that element, that thing is really significant and important, and it just commemorates, their achievement.
That is recognition. That's a reward for a job well done.
All of them are special because they all have different meanings because it's all different games. Special, and when I look at them, I can look at that ball and think of that game and what I did to receive the game ball. So they're all special to me.
Milestone Sunday for Derrick Henry, his 100th career touchdown, his 10,000th career rushing yard.
Last week, Derrick was on the card. He had set 2 records, 10,000 yards rushing and 100 touchdowns, and that's a big deal. And Chad had reminded me, we'll do a game ball for Derrick. So I saw Derrick say, hey man, look at this. You got this record, do a game ball. And he looked right at me, he said, no game ball. He goes, this is a team win. This is about the team. It's not about that. It's about the guys. He didn't want the game ball. Now I'm going to give him a game ball still, but just not in that moment. He didn't want it to be about him. Pretty cool.
It's a tradition for the players, but it's not always a happy thing for equipment people. When a player scores a touchdown or whatever, anything can happen, right? From, that they want to spike it. Charlie loves to spike it. Some guys will be like, oh, it's just a regular touchdown. And then there are some guys that are very attuned to, no, I'm going to keep that. Once the interception touchdown happens, what we'll do is one of my assistants will use the white athletic tape, and then we'll just write on it the quarter. We'll write down the score. Sometimes we'll write, obviously, who got the interception or the touchdown. Once we get them, the process is we'll collect them. We'll work with our in-house administrative assistant. She'll call it in. We'll send it to signs.
We've been doing them since they came to town. And one of the equipment managers brought by one of Shannon Sharp's balls when he was a Bronco. And that was hand painted, and they asked if we could figure out a way to do something similar, and this is what we came up with. And this is going to take 2 to 3 coats of paint. What we have to do is put a 1 coat on, let it sit for a few hours or overnight, and then the next day we have to come back and put a 2nd or a 3rd coat on. It depends. Some balls soak up more of the paint than others. When the ball is ready, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll design on the computer the layout of the ball, and then once it's approved, we go ahead and we cut it out in the purple vinyl, and then you're left with this. Then once you have that, we go ahead and transfer tape that up, and then we'll go and cut it into shape. So I'm left with this, that way I can manipulate it on the ball. Go ahead and I find the center of the ball, that's why I have the little arrows, because this is a multi-step process, where we first put it down lightly, and then we got to heat it up to push it into the dimples and everything. So once everything's done, we just contact the Ravens and they send somebody to pick them up.